Kyle McGregor, Weaver Vale, CLP, seconding Composite 7 and opposing Composite 6. Conference, we join together at an unprecedented opportunity for the NHS. At a time of record investment, falling waiting lists, 27,000 more doctors and 79,000 more nurses, the NHS has reached a fork in the road. One road leads us forward to more progress, a better NHS, rising standards, the other back to dogma and division. Conference, whenever we, as Labour delegates, talk about the NHS, we have to do it within a framework. And that framework is our values, free at the point of need and with the best quality of service. And the independent sector has a role to play in that framework. I know some of us disagree. And to those who do, I would ask you to go to speak onto the streets, speaks to the mothers, the daughters, the fathers, the sons, and they'll tell you about how they have benefited from the extra capacity and the extra innovation that has come from the private sector. One example, cataract operations. From 3 years under the Tories has now come down to 3 months under Labour, thanks to the extra capacity from the private sector. And that has come about not because we are privatising the NHS, a common misunderstanding, but because we are exploiting the capacity and the innovation of the private sector. And I recognise many of the delegates' concerns. The private sector is not there for people, and it is there for profit. We cannot deny that. But we must harness the sector within the NHS to really reach the benefits that they can give. But it is precisely because of these concerns that we propose that you all vote for Composite 7, calling on Conference to ask for an urgent consultation. A consultation on the implementation of the government's reform programme, on how Labour's approach will deliver more choice for patients and how a greater diversity of supplies can work to the benefit of local communities to ensure that the NHS in the future maintains the same ethos that was instilled back in 1948. A consultation on the Issues Conference, but not on the suspension of the private sector that the Unison Composite calls for, because if we suspend the expansion of the private sector, that has consequences. And the consequences will be felt mostly and greatly by those that the NHS is there to serve, the patients. Patients who will spend more time on waiting lists, more time in pain, more time in suffering, even though the capacity exists to treat them. Healthcare is too important to Britain, too important to each and every one of us to let ideological dogma come before people. And after winning an historic third term, we have the mandate from the people, the duty to implement our manifesto pledges that are put at risk if we accept Composite 6. So a consultation to help constantly reform the NHS, not regressive politics that would take us to the dark days of the Tory years, is what this party needs. And that is why I am seconding the motion. Conference, vote for Composite 7. Thank you.